This is a Hotpoint dishwasher. It's about 17 years old. And this is the motor and pump. Of course, I already got it out of here. And anyway, the pump seal is messed up. I already took this apart. This should be on here as one piece, and this whole thing should pull out. And these are respectively the other pieces that go on like this, and the impeller, and this is supposed to be the grinder that grinds up the stuff. They've changed the design. This was impossible to get out. But the new kit, you'll get all this stuff in there. But anyway, my next step is to get this piece out, which is the hardened rubber, and the seal is given away. So I'm going to pull that out. I'm going to put the camera down, and I'll get back with you. This is more of the pieces that came out. This was at the bottom. This is in between it. But we still have to resolve the problem of getting in there and getting that out of there. So I'm going to have to pull the pump housing off the motor so I can put the new part in. This is what the new seal should look like. It's one solid piece with the core like you see down there. There's 3 screws that hold the motor to the thing, the pump housing, and I'm going to remove those and we'll move on to the next step. This is the new kit with the seal, everything, and the impeller. That's the part number you want to get. I paid around $10.68 for it, and that included shipping. Of course, that was a really good price. Usually they're around 49 bucks. Okay, I released the pump from the housing, and my next attempt is to pry that hunk of rubber out of there. So, get back to you in a minute. Okay, I got that popped out. As you see, this whole seal was apart in 3 different pieces, and as you should see, it should look like this. So this just merely pops back on down there and seals, but we're gonna get this other latent piece off of here, off the shaft, because this is what goes back down on here to seal it up. This particular model, there's a hole next to one of the screw holes that will hold the shaft in place so you can pry or pull anything off. And it's like this is all brittle, and as you can see, there's a lot of residue on the shaft, so I'm gonna clean that up with a little sandpaper. So putting it back together should be a breeze. Okay, I sanded down the shaft. It had a lot of the black rubber burnt onto it. And so anyway, this is the new seal. You pop it in there and you push down and make sure you get a good seal where it seats down in there properly. It's going to be a little springy. There's a spring in there that keeps tension on the seal. Anyway, I'm going to put this camera down and get it jammed down in there. You can also take like a socket wrench and go over here. That just fits over here and push down. And now, a little hard to hold the camera and do that. In fact, I've got a old plumbing fitting that, no, that's not big enough. Anyway, I'll put this down and Okay, the new impeller blade just screws on there clockwise. Then you pop this little metal ring on. The old metal ring had slots in it, but I guess they don't use that anymore. And they don't use this lock ring with the tabs. So we're just going to use the new stuff that came with it. And the smooth side goes up. And you push that down. Then there's the screen, debris screen. And that just screws right on. Well, a little hard to hold a camera. Come on. Reverse threads, go figure. And you can use something flat to torque this down. I just used a flat ruler, a flat edge screwdriver would do the same. So I'm going to make sure I get that tight. Anyway, then this little chew 'em up blade goes on here. And make sure you have your screwdriver in place. I've got it in place here to keep the impeller from moving, so you can tighten this down. Okay, and I'll tighten it up with a little plier, and then we'll slap it back into the dishwasher. This is the pump, which just slides into the bottom, the big receiver. And then the output side here, as you'll see, there's just 2 screws. I'll just use a wrench on here to tighten these up and then hook the wiring back up. After tightening this location and this location down here, you're going to hook up your solenoid wire and your power wire. Make sure it's all fastened in. There's a metal motor mount that keeps this where it needs to be, and the ground wire. Be sure they're on there. The ground wires are fastened tightly. Then you can, I'm going to flip this over. If you aren't at a location to put it in right away, you can do a water test. You get that bucket of water over there full, right this in the right upright position, pour a bucket of water in there, and you should not have any leakage at this joint anymore. If you do, you did it wrong. Okay, I've got this Hotpoint all put back together. Did the water test, held fine. Of course the tenants were pretty scuzzy, never clean anything. That's a problem with rentals. You get people that say, oh, I'm so good at cleaning, and then you find out they are slobs. So anyway, it's a quick fix. Again, I lucked out and got the kit on eBay for $10.68, and that was shipped. And normally you'll find them, I've seen them as low as $17.95 plus shipping online. And some of the appliance parts places had them for $49, $59 for that complete kit. So if you have an old dishwasher and you don't want to fork out a bunch of money for a new one, that's the way to go. The only way I'd ever replace a dishwasher is if the motor went, because the motor is damn near the price of a really good cheap dishwasher.